Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Quantus here on the FTOG server with me, FTOG, kind of back down in our power gen room. One last thing I want to do before this room is finished off and we'll start using the power, and I want to control the generators through redstone signals depending on the power in that capacitor there. These generators they're fairly intelligent. They will turn off when the capacitor is pretty full, but what I don't want to have happen is a little bit of power drain here and the generator is turning on and off and on and off as it drains and fills in rapid succession, because that's just going to be silly and annoying. Ordinarily what I would be using would be the power monitor from Ender IO, because you can set an upper and lower threshold, and as the power drains down, it'll get to the lower threshold. The redstone signals given out to the generators, they would kick back on and then carry on and turn off when it gets to the upper threshold. All very cool, but Ender.io is not available to us at the moment. No, we've got to wait another 2 eras for that, unfortunately, so yeah, not an option. What is an option, however, is Super Circuit Maker, and I'm pretty sure that we can get the same functionality out of that right here and now today. Excellent. So let's head back on up to the house and we'll see what we can get going. Here we are back up at the test area, and I do have some stuff laid out, but before we get stuck into that, we really need to think about what we want our circuit to do. So there's 4 things really that we need to check for. We're going to get into some Boolean logic, but don't let that put you off. It's actually pretty simple. All you need to think of with Boolean logic is in terms of yes-no questions. And ultimately, the yes-no question that we're going to be asking is, do we want the generator to be running? But like I said, there's 4 different kind of states for that. Like I said, we could have a low power state where the capacitor is getting low on power. Do we want our generator to be running in that situation? Well, yes, we do. The capacitor could be nearly full. It's in a high power state. Do we want our generator to be running then? No. No, we don't. The trickiness comes in with the 2 middle states. And that is, we are neither in a low power nor a high power state, but do we want the generator to be running? Well, if we'd previously been in a low power state and the generator kicked in, we want it to carry on charging until it gets to the high power state. So yes, we do want the generator on in that situation. But perhaps we've previously been in a high power state, the capacitor was nearly full, and we're just draining it just now, but it's not worth kicking the generator back on. We've got to wait until the low power state. So no, we don't want it to be running in that situation. So we need to be able to read the power from the capacitor and take some actions based on that. And now, enter the inventory scanner from Super Circuit Maker. So this thing is kind of like a vanilla comparator. It can scan an inventory, and that inventory can be an item inventory, such as a chest. It can be a power block, such as the Immersive Engineering capacitors, or even the Ender.io ones. And it can also be something like a Britannia mana pool. All very cool. Now, I have a chest set up here, and that is going to double as our capacitor, simply because it's much easier for me to come in here and take out stacks of cobblestone like that and put them back in, rather than charging and discharging a capacitor. So the end result will be the same. We're just dealing with stacks of cobblestone rather than charge. Easy enough. So for all intents and purposes, this is our full capacitor. And if we take a look at the signal coming out of the inventory scanner, we've got ourselves a power level there of 238. That's a completely full capacitor. We'd give out a signal strength of 238. Very cool. Now, if we take the first situation that we're going to run into, of a low power state of our capacitor, so not fully charged, we'll take out a bunch of cobblestone. I'm going to get rid of that into there just to store it, and we're going to say our low power state is 1/3 full. There we go. That's what that's going to be there. And if we take a look at the signal now, sure enough, it's a lot lower. So power level of 85 signifies a power level of 1/3 full. Cool. Enter our next component, this constant thing, and we've got this other one here as well, a subtractor. They're relatively easy to make. If we go back, the inventory scanner, tiny plates, tiny pile of redstone, and some sort of chest. Gives you 3 of these things. That's all cool. The subtractor is made by sticking an adder into your crafting window, and an adder is tiny plates, tiny pile of redstone. You get 3 adders like that. And then to make the constant, it's just an adder or subtractor or whatever with a redstone torch. Cool, cool, cool. What does a constant do? It holds a constant redstone signal, which I have set to 85, as you can see here. So we've got a signal of 85 coming out of here, and we've got a signal of 85 coming out of here, and we are subtracting this signal from this signal, and you can see that because there's a little tiny little mark on here, and that shows what's being subtracted from what. And if you take 85 from 85, unsurprisingly, you get 0. Fair enough. All very cool. If we take out some cobblestone, we've got less than 1/3 charge in here. That power level has dropped to 68. We still have our power level of 85 coming out of here. So if we take 68 from 85, we get 17, which is the signal. So this is on, and our little redstone lamp has turned on. If we put this back in here, sure enough, our redstone lamp turns off again. So that, in effect, is exactly what we want for the low power state. Next up then is the high powered state. So we've got our capacitor completely full here, and we've got ourselves a power level of 255 coming out. Excellent, that's all good. I have set this to 238 because that's the level at which it is when it's got slightly less than full, because we don't want to wait until it's completely full before we turn things off, because we might waste some fuel that way. So let's do it that way so it's nearly full. Nearly full. Now if we take out another one of these, this drops below that 238, and this time we are subtracting the power level from the capacitor from what's in our constant, so the other way around. So we're subtracting that, and that way now we've got a power level of 0 here. So that is showing that we are below the level. If we put that on there, we're going to get 238 out. It's still going to be below that level, and then once we get to full, boom, it has gone over that. So yep, 255 is greater than 238, and we get our signal of 17 out, and it turns on the redstone lamp. So this answers our question of, do we want the generator to be running? Or rather, it doesn't really, does it? Because we don't want a signal, because the signal will turn on the generator. So what we need to do is invert this signal, and that is easily done using a redstone torch. Now we go and we put this bit to an input, and we'll see we have a redstone power of 0 there, saying no, we do not want our generator running. Turn this on, and yes, we want our generator running. That's all very cool. So we're now in a situation where we can determine whether the capacitor is in a low power state or a high power state, and that handles the 2 main scenarios of being the capacitor full or needing charged. How then do we figure out when the capacitor has been in one of these states, whether or not the generator needs to stay on or stay off? We need some way of remembering that. And this is where this toggle latch comes in. As you can see, we've got a circuit set up with 2 NOT gates, effectively, or 2 inverters. It's difficult to see. There we go. Right, so we've got a redstone torch, and it is outputting a signal. That signal is coming along and turning off this redstone torch. This can be reset, however. If we flick this switch on briefly, you'll see the signal from this came along and disabled this redstone torch, which then allowed this redstone torch to turn on, which is keeping this redstone torch disabled. If we flick this on again briefly, the signal from this lever comes along and disables this redstone torch, which in turn allows this redstone torch to turn back on and keep this powered. So each time we flick these on and off, it flicks over into the other state, remembering what one was last active. And if we have these circuits set up so that the input into either side, so we have the low power circuit, flicks on our generator, generator stays on until this gets up to the high power state, over the top of the threshold, the capacitor is nearly full, this turns on and stays on, disabling our generator. It drops below the high power state, this turns off, but it still keeps the generator disabled until we get to the point where we're in the low power state and this turns back on, turning the generator back on, flicking the switch and resetting the system. So what I have here is one I prepared earlier. Let's pick this back up and pick this back up because we don't need these anymore. And we've got this. This is our circuit now. So what we have here is the two smaller setups. Let's get one of these back out. We've got two of these set up. So there's the first constant and the subtractor there. This is for the low power circuit, remember? You subtract the constant power from the input in from the capacitor, and this is for the high power circuit, and that is, you can see, you subtract the level emitted from the capacitor from the constant here. Now, and this is our latch, our toggle latch that we had up there. So that's the two little redstone torches there with the input and output kind of mirrored on either side. These two here are an analog to digital converter. Because we've got a value coming out of, well, that's not, there we go. No, neither one of them. Okay, neither one of them got a value at the moment because it's in a mid-power state. Cool, there it goes. It's going to turn on. We get that power 255 there. That is a signal of 34 going in there, which is sufficient to disable this redstone torch, which allows this redstone torch to turn on at full power, because we want full power going in here. And similarly on this side, if we go, that's in a mid-power state, this stays on, disabling the output here until it gets to, I think I've got this one set for 50% or something. Something like that. Let's get rid of some of that. So it's still disabled. And then we drop down below 50%. There we go. Yeah, that's what that one's set for. And then this side here gets up to a power level where it can disable this redstone torch, enabling this redstone torch and flicking the circuit over. So now our generator should be running. If we go back up, it's going to continue to keep the generator running, charging up the system like that. Still not quite enough, and then boom, that's triggered the system there and the generator is disabled. So that's it. So we've got one level emitting for the low power state, one for the high power state. We've got a digital to analog converter on both, sorry, an analog to digital converter on both, and then we've got our is it a state cell or a latch, a toggle latch? I can never remember. I think it's a toggle latch, but it could be a state cell. Correct me if I am wrong in the comments below. So let's pick this back up and we'll head back down and we'll get this connected up. Right then, let's put this up against our capacitor there. That should be that should be good up there. And everything should be fine. I can't quite see from here. I wish I could get up there a little bit better, but yeah, there we go. We're good with that. And we need to put a redstone connector here. I'd quite like to be able to read the redstone level from that. It should be 0. Yeah, that's level 0. That's level 17. So yeah, that's holding it off at the moment. And that's fine. So that's exactly what we want. Now I've got some of these redstone wire connectors from Immersive Engineering. And they're made with electrum, redstone and hardened clay. And we've got some redstone wire coils as well, made with aluminium wire and redstone. All very cool. So let's pop one of those connectors there. And then I'm going to take this lever off of here. And put that on there. And then I'm going to do the same thing. If I can get round to here. Then I would like, if I could, to put this directly above there, like that. And we can go redstone like that to there. Yep, that looks good. I would like to be able to reach that. If I could, please. Yep. Like that. Cool. Nice red wire. And then, I'm not altogether sure if this is going to look good. I think I might want an, yeah, I'm going to want another one directly above this. One to there, and from there over to there. Cool. Now, that is redstone wire connector. If I take the hammer, it's an input. Cool. And this one is an output. This one is an output, and that one should just work as a relay just now anyway. And that should be us all sorted out in terms of the power control for here. And I think that looks pretty good. I'm very happy with how that looks. I'm very happy with how it's going to perform as well. Unfortunately, that capacitor is completely full just now, so it's not really going to be a very good example. But what we need to do now is start making something that's going to use that power, and then we can test it in earnest. Righto, as promised, I am going to find a use for this lovely RF power. So, there's that word again. Keep on saying so. I am hooking up our power from all the way up there. I'll go up there and show you in a second, but I've hooked it up. It comes down to this HV capacitor and goes through our HV transformer and our other transformer, so we're getting LV power out at this end. All good. Then we're going to make ourselves an upgraded version of our cow farm. So let's grab a bunch of this stuff. I have already liberated the cows, by the way. There are cows kicking about somewhere. There's one. And Rose may or may not have a few up with her. So we want this mob factory layout thing. I've said it before when I've used Woot before, but just make yourself the manual. It is very simple. It doesn't keep its page that you're on, which is a little bit about the only thing I would say that would be handy about this, and maybe an index as well. But it tells you absolutely everything you need to know. Factory must be built above Y10. Didn't know that. And you can pretty much spawn anything. Let's see. Yeah. So we're going to be making a tier 1 factory, and we need the zombie flesh and bone one, so it's the grey and the red blocks. And if we take this and that, I think. Let's see. We've got this. So I think if I put it here. Here. Ah, right, okay, no, I need to put it down at least one more. But I think I want this level with the floor. So what I'm going to do is pick that up, and do this. There we go. So this is going to be a tier 1 thing. So let's get this and go. See, you can see the ghost blocks here. That's going to be fine. It doesn't come out this far. No, it does not. And it doesn't go any further back than that. No, it does not. What about forward? Yes, it does. And it will come out that far. And we'll need to get rid of these. For the time being, we'll put them elsewhere. Cool. Right, so that tells us where we need to put our blocks. All very handy. So let's get rid of some of these. Those there. That can go away. That can go away. And I think we are golden. Cool. So I've got these and these. So, again with a so, I'm going to have to start having some sort of so counter. Come along. Put these in the requisite places, like that. How'd you go on? And I want to put that red one there, grey one on top. That's all the grey ones. So red one, red one, red one, red one, red one, all the way around, filling up all the spots, and that should be it. Then we need the capstones. There's the two capstones, and we need the mob controller. Capstone goes there, and capstone goes there. Now we need the mob grinder goes there, and that goes there. Cool. Now those two have joined up, and I need you, cow in a thing. And this prism thing. So this is the thing you capture the mob in. So it's the woot equivalent of the soul vial or the safari net or any of the things like that that you might be used to. So you go there. There we go. Mob cow programmed. Woot none cow. And he can go off and do his own stuff. He'll recover. It's fine. Put that into the block, right click it on, and you will see that the multi-block has formed. Super duper. Get this coarse dirt, put it back down there. That's all good. We will need a chest, of which I shall pop that one down there, and we need to get some power into this block, which I shall do with, I think LV will be fine. I don't think I need anything more than that, because this says how much does it take? One mob every 326. Costs 96 RF per tick. That should be fine. Put that there, put that on there, and that on there. Is that going to do? Well, we'll soon find out, because this is going to be the test as well of our super circuit maker thing. I haven't set this up yet to input power here. So this is all set up. All I need to do is use the hammer. Where's my hammer? There it is. Didn't see it. All I need to do is set up this to be input, and it is charging. Cool. This should be discharging. If I can get up here. Yeah, that's going down, and very soon, hopefully, all going well, this circuit should trigger the generators to come on once it gets down to whatever I set it to. And there it goes. Generator going, charging back up. Generators are still on. I'm aware it's quite loud. I'll probably turn down the in-game volume a little bit at this point, so you're not all deafened. But that should go all the way up to nearly full and then turn off. Beautiful. Couldn't work better. Absolutely perfect. And this is fully charged. And let's come down here. That should be... Don't know if this is... Can I set this to an output? Can I? Let's... That should be... That's in. That's out. Let's do from you to you. That should be all good. And now this one. There we go, that's that charging. Cool. And then that's, I think, must be doing. Is it running? It is running, it is getting power. It's not getting power very quickly. I might want an HV power thingy bob. Let's see. Do I have any in here? I do not have any in here. Right, I wonder if perhaps the power isn't sufficient for here. And maybe we need HV, because this doesn't... 256 RF. But we are getting beef and we are getting leather. So that's going nicely, actually. That's going to fill up pretty quickly. And that'll be good. Let's... Actually, you know what? If it's doing that quickly with that low voltage power thing. Yeah, if it's doing that quickly with that, I don't need it to be any faster. Let's face it, this is going to be completely full up in pretty short order. And then, do I want to have... Because this will fill up, and if people don't take all the leather out, then it'll fill up with beef, and there'll be no space for leather. And if people take all the beef out, then they'll fill up with leather and be no space for beef. Do I want it to come out into a chest of leather, or a drawer of leather, and a drawer of beef? And perhaps do some coolness. Don't know about that. I will have a think about that, but at this point, I'm also wondering about the other stuff that I've got, because this is a cool community build, and people can now come in here and get all the beef and leather that they like, but they could do that before. It's only an upgrade to the system. However, I quite fancy doing a different upgrade to our system here, and having, let's do this, some lights about the place. Let's jump up on here. There we go, that's pretty cool. Now, this is, oh, incidentally, yeah, I had to knock a hole in the side of here, so I have housed it in, so it's actually on a little bit on the side. So it looks kind of nice now. It looked kind of nice before, but I've tried to keep it looking nice, if you will. Right. Yeah, I don't know if these are HV or LV. Let's... That's an output. Do I have any more HV outputs? I do not. Not on me. Not in there. And nothing in there. Let's head on up to the house. I think those just take low voltage. I don't think it's possible to stick high voltage into them. Don't think we would want that anyway. But we will check and see. I think I've got a bunch of stuff in here. Yes, I do. So I've got HV relays, HV wire connectors, and I've got that on me. That should be fine. Stop it, broom, you're being annoying. Oh, come on, off the broom, thank you. So, again with the so. Again with the so. So that there and that. Nope. So, oh my. Can I have to have like some sort of swear jar for saying so? I need it to be low voltage, which I don't have down here. And that's a bit of a pain because the low voltage stuff is at that side. and I really need to move this down, have HV going into that, and then the low voltage coming back out. I do have a low voltage thing somewhere. Because that could just be HV power going straight in to there, and then we have the low voltage coming out. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. Let's get the low voltage one. Bring that out. Where are you, low voltage one? I put it away somewhere. I put it somewhere sensible. There it is. Put it somewhere sensible. Cool. Right, so that's the low voltage one. I'm going to need to have, not those, I need low voltage wire relays. Those are the wire connectors. Where did I put them? They're maybe still in the generation room. Yes, they probably are. And how am I doing for... I need that. Yep, that's got the things that I need in it. Cool beans. Right, let's go over, get the stuff from the generation room that we need. I saw you, skeleton. Yep, missed me though. Missed me again. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of stuff in here. But it's not that. There we go. That's what I wanted. That should be fine. Don't need any of the other stuff there. Missed me. Oh, didn't miss me. Bouncing all about. Oh. Come on then. That's better. Cool. And now let's shift that. We need to shift that over. Really? Well, this is why we want powered lights, really, isn't it? This is why we want powered lights. Let's go pull that up, pull that up, pull you up, and then we're going to have another bit coming out. We just come in here, and then it'll come through here. Is that in line with that? Yeah. It's going to come in through here. Going to need to pull that wall back a bit, I think. Let's get rid of some stuff. We'll need that. Why I've got... Oh, because one of them's already linking to something. Okay. Let's see. How are we getting on here? So I'm wanting to have another little platform like that, see? And then we'll have like a bit coming out. So pretty much that exact same thing again. Do I have some sort of... I don't have a pattern on me. That's a bit of a shame. Okay. And has that one got other stuff in it as well? Not stuff that we want. Okay. Put that away. And we should have treated planks like that. And we'll come out. Where's the HV? That's the HV one. And that's going to be there. Cool. And now if I go and put a plane on the bottom, can I still get under? Yes, I can. Then we can come, say, how did I do this? How did I do this? I came out like that. Right, okay. Let me recreate that, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, I think that's that done, and I've connected back up, but without the pole here, so that's all good. That's fully charged. It looks pretty good attached to the side there. We've got this one over here as well. I'll put it down. So that's the HV one coming in, and I just need to tidy this up a tiny little bit. that. Thank you. So that's all good. I'll put all the bits back in my bits bag for later use, and then put that back in there. Cool. Done. So if I take this off here, ooh, we get XP from that as well. And some... How are we getting cooked steak? That's weird. Don't understand that at all. Oh well. Right. We want one HV wire connector and an HV wire relay, HV transformer. Now I'm pretty sure the HV transformer I put down that way last time, so it needs to be this way. And it's gonna go there, I think. Yeah, that'll be fine. So the HV bit's there. Do I just put in a pole, or do I try and do something cool at hanging off the ceiling? I would quite like it to be quite cool hanging off the ceiling. Can I do something with oak wood planks? Those are just normal oak wood planks, and that would come out. Pretty cool. Don't have any oak wood on me, and I don't have any oak wood in this, do I? No, I do not. Where would I get some oak wood? I suppose I could get it from out here somewhere. I'm gonna steal it from here. Oh, I've already stolen some from there. Or somebody has anyway. Probably was me. It seems like the kind of thing I would do. Right, so let's do that. Come in here. Chisel this down. No, that's the wrong button. Same material. Good. Excellent. Let's just say, right, we want this to be that size cube. That's grid snapped. I don't want grid snapped. Medium cube. Like that. That's not exactly how it's meant to go. I shave that down a little bit. Let's go into single bit mode. So that's... It needs to go over that line a little bit. Yeah? Like that, and then yeah, this needs to come up a couple. Yeah, that's alright. That's okay, that'll work. And then if I can get my mouse to work properly, we've got HV wire coils. Gonna come in from there to there. Yep. And then that's gonna be on here. There to there, like that. Now that's gonna be running again. It's getting power a lot quicker. Still perplexed as to why I'm getting cooked steak from that, but I'm not gonna complain. And then this one is also going to go over to there. One of the connection points is invalid. What do you mean it's invalid? There we go. Okay. Weird. Now I need the smaller of the two capacitors, and that's going to go here. Like that. Cool. Now I need the MV cable, which there's just the one, because there's just the one connection that's going to go... Mouse is doing it again, it's doing something really weird. I think it needs cleaned. Like that, to there, and then the low voltage stuff, which is there, goes from there. That to that. Excellent. That's good. I'm liking that. That's going nicely. Loving this. Loving it. Right. And now that will go from there to connections obstructed. No, it's not. Oh, don't be silly. Do I need to... How's that obstructed? What's it obstructed by? Don't be silly. Let's try it on this output side instead then. Doesn't really matter. No, it's not. What's it obstructed by? There's no obstruction there at all. I wonder if it's just because it's got this. Oh, slowest way to break it possible. Right, that to there. Oh, there we go. Oh, look, and it's lit up. Fancy that. Right, okay then. Since that is the thing that was stopping it, I'm going to put that back on there like that. Turn that one off like that. Go that to there. That'll light up. Then we'll put this underneath it. So, like that. There we go. Now, I'm hoping I can do something like that. And that. And we can come along and go, well, we want one, say, I want it on this side. So there. Let's put this one. Come on. Oop. Come on. Oop. There we go. Finally get it. And then, can we do this? Can we do this? Yes, we can. And that's lit up as well. And I'm going to come along this path and I'm just going to light up everything. And that's going to stop a lot of mob spawns. So we've got power being used for this, which I'm very happy about. And power being used for this, which I'm very happy about. And it's going to look pretty cool as well. So I'm just going to come along and put, you know, lights every so often. Like, you know, I'm going to get rid of this stuff here. Going to put something there, say. And I think that's going to be pretty cool if we do that. Let's see about... Can get rid of some of this. And I think that as well. And that. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. And I've got, as you can see, I've got a lot of these. And link from there. Oh, too far. Okay, so I need to bring it a little bit closer. Perhaps here. Here might work. Link from there. Oh, it's obstructed. What I'll do is I'll probably take out these from the bottom first, and I'll come along and I'll put them back in later on. So if I do from that to here. No, it's this one that's doing the obstruction. It's obviously going to be a little bit of a faff. But then I can come along and do that. And what that? Nope. Missed. Nope, still missed. Like that. There we go. And that's going to be pretty cool. I think this is going to look very, very nice when it's all done. Street lamps all done up. And the area be pretty mob safe. And I think that's a good point to wrap up just now, folks. Thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please do remember, leave a like. If you haven't already, think about subscribing maybe, and you'll get notifications when all my other videos and stuff go up online. But until the next time, folks, I shall say cheery bye for now, and of course, have a funs. Bye-bye.